Okay, so we got this fight between Tszyu and Fundora on the weekend. Okay, this is a rematch. First fight was a great fight, a bloodbath, back and forth. Fundora got the upset win in the last fight, okay, but the fight was inconclusive, you could say. Because Tszyu was winning the fight. He won the first 2 rounds, but at the end of round 2 he got a bad cut on the top of his head. Okay, this led to blood running into his eye for the rest of the fight. It's probably a bad call from his corner not to stop the fight, and get it put down as a no contest. But anyway, what happened. Fundora got the win. And yeah, that is what it is. That was the first fight. Okay, so it was still a very close fight, but Tszyu couldn't see half the time. He obviously wasn't able to fight at the best of his ability. Okay. For the majority of the fight. When he was able to, in the first 2 rounds, he won those first 2 rounds. Okay, so he should be favourite in the second fight, and I believe he is. But it's still going to be a tough fight, Yes, he did suffer the cut. Yes, that caused him problems in the first fight, but Fundora is no joke. He wasn't getting beat up in that first fight. It was a quick start from Tszyu. He did bust Fundora up a bit. He had him bleeding from the mouth in the second round, but Fundora was still causing him problems. Fundora is very tough, very big for the weight. I believe he's 6'5", something like that. So this is at 154. So this guy, I think, is as tall or taller than Usyk, who's at heavyweight. This guy's the height of a heavyweight, or taller than a lot of heavyweights, and he's fighting at 154. So he's going to cause anyone problems. Okay, he has had 1 defeat, but in that defeat he got caught. Okay, he got caught with a great left hook by Mendoza, who can hit hard. Right, he's a big puncher, and that's how that fight went. But apart from that, Fundora, he stopped Erickson Lubin. He's beat Tszyu. This guy is very good, and he's very tough, very, very tough. Even though Tszyu caught him with, I don't know, maybe 10 solid right hands in the first couple of rounds of that fight, Fundora never wobbled. He never went down. He never got rocked. He just sort of walked through those punches. So this fight is going to be another close one, I think. Of course, Tszyu could land a great shot and put him out. But Fundora also carries power as well, and Tszyu's been knocked out now. Since these guys fought, Tszyu was stopped. So, both these guys can stop the other. But I do think both guys are going to be a little bit more conservative in the opening round or two. But the thing is, this fight, it's going to catch fire, right? It's going to turn into another brawl, because it has to. The styles of the two guys, and the fact that Fundora, they call him the Towering Inferno. is so big, has such long reach, that it's really impossible for a guy to fight him on the outside. You know, Tszyu, he doesn't have a choice but to try to slip inside and make it a dog fight. He doesn't have a choice. So this fight, you know, I expect reasonably early, maybe round 3 or so, if not earlier, these guys are going to be going at it. You know, they're both going to be going at it, throwing big punches. Tszyu, very good fighter, but not the best defensively. He does leave himself open, and same with Fundora. So yeah, I'm expecting this actually to be similar to the first fight. You know, even if there's no bad cut like there was in the first one, I still expect there to be a lot of blood in this fight. It's going to be another bloodbath, I think, because, yeah, as I said, it has to be. Tszyu is a guy that wants to be on the front foot, wants to be aggressive, throws big right hands. You know, he's trying to get in there and knock you out. And Fundora, yeah, you know, because of the size of him, you have to get inside on him. So Tszyu's got no choice but to go forward, and Fundora himself likes to bang as well. He's not a back foot fighter. He doesn't use his reach, you know, like some other fighters choose to when they have the superior reach. He'll bang as well. He'll go for it. So both these guys are gonna bring it. They're both gonna go for it. And yeah, it's just one of those fights where you know it's going to be action. You know there's going to be action here. So yeah, I can see either guy winning. I can see either guy stopping the other. But because they are both tough fighters, you know, both willing to go at it, and you know, not the type of guys to quit, I think it will go the distance in another brutal fight that is very close. You know what, I'm gonna lean towards Tszyu here. I think that he's just better skilled, right? But it's hard. It is tough to beat Fundora. You know, the size of him, the reach. And Fundora does use a jab as well. He's, you know, in the first fight, he was peppering Tszyu with a jab. And Tszyu was doing well to slip punches. But you can't do that all night. You know, Tszyu is going to get touched up by the jab. He is going to take some big shots from Fundora. But he's going to give them back as well. You know, like I say, Tszyu comes to knock you out. So yeah, it's going to be a back and forth war, and really it's anyone's game. But I'm going to back Tszyu. I think he gets it done. I'm going to say 7 rounds to 5. But yeah, tune in. It's going to be a good fight. And let me know what you think. Who have you got?